I did. Hi everybody, welcome to today's class. So hope you all are having great weekend. And now we are here to learn a new topic as well as some of the techniques using watercolors. Okay, so nature painting. What comes to your mind when you think about nature? So there are five important elements in nature. What are those? Can anyone name five important elements of nature? Simple. What do you see?
You guys can raise your hand and then I will unmute. If anybody wants to talk, raise your hand, I will unmute. Okay, Mahi, go for it.
Fire, air, water, and earth.
Yeah, five. Yeah, very good.
That's good. Congratulations on answering your question. Shrestha?
Fire, air, water, soil, and
There's one more. Who can answer that? Okay, Rayansh.
trees.
Sorry, Rayansh, you gotta be loud.
Trees.
Trees. Did you say trees? Is that yes? I'm still not able to understand you. You gotta be loud.
Trees.
Trees. Okay, he's telling trees.
Oh,
Yeah,
trees.
it's a part of nature. But five important elements.
Okay, we'll give some more chances. Let's see who can answer. Mohati?
Air.
Name all the five.
Soil, water, air.
Okay, no problem. So keep thinking. Let's ask Venkata.
Water, air, fire. What else? And there's also an earth type.
Okay, let's ask Dikshit.
Hi, sir.
Hello.
Sir, in nature we have houses, plants, and the water, mountains, and the sunset of sun, then clouds and rains.
Okay, all right. In the nature, you'll find all of these. But there are five important elements in the nature. Who can answer these? Let's say earth. You all got earth as one element. Water. Most of you guys said water. Fire. Have you guys noticed that? That is also an element. Okay, let's ask Swasti. Swasti. Okay, Swasti, there you go.
Yes, sir. So it will be earth or soil, water, air, fire, and trees.
Okay. Now most of you guys are answering trees. Okay, there are five, and I'll tell you. Probably you can make a note of these things. Okay, and tell me if you guys have seen these things or felt. Okay, water. Everybody has felt water, seen water. Okay, good. Air. You have not seen the air, but you felt the air, right? Can you see the air? No, you cannot see the air, but you can feel the air, right? Water, air, fire, You can see the fire and you can feel the fire as well, but don't touch the fire, right? Everybody, these three you have seen and you have felt. What about earth? The earth that we live in, right? And finally, there's something called as space. Do you guys agree? There's something called as space. Those are the 5 elements of, on the earth, right? Is that correct, Prarthana?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Yes.
space.
Yeah. And okay, looks like someone's having a gala time here. Someone's having ice cream in the morning. Ice candy. Oh my God. Is it a chocolate ice cream, Venkata? Show it to the class. Show it to the class. Ah, there you go. He's eating ice cream for breakfast. Is that your breakfast? Just thumbs up and thumbs down. Okay, just like a snack. All right, guys, without wasting much time, let's do this. Let's begin with the classes today, okay? Hopefully everybody has their drawing papers. You need pencils to mark, and then paint brushes and the colors itself. Okay, so you would only raise your hand only if you have any questions. Okay, I'm going to hand it over to your tutor today and she will take it from now. Prarthana, over to you.
So you must have 200 GSM paper or above. Okay, for watercolor, please use a quality paper which holds good water for water and wet on wet technique. Since we are using wet on wet technique, you must be using a good quality paper. Okay, fine. Shall we start with the class? Shall we start with the sketching? So we'll draw a small hut, trees, and a pond nearby. Okay, water body nearby. That's all. A nature painting. So here it contains earth, space, also the space, the whole nature is in a space. So space and then water, yes, air, and not fire in today's class. So we'll start. Take HB pencil or H pencil if you have. For sketching, use lighter shade of pencil. Okay, do not use 4B and above or 3B and above. Especially for watercolors, use light pencils, H pencils, which has lighter shade. Okay, we'll start. You don't have to use masking tape. In today's class, we'll not be using masking tape. So first of all, divide your sheet into 2 parts, earth and the sky, land and the sky. So sky part has to be large. Okay, leave more space for the sky and less space to the land. That's how you divide your sheet. And place it in a horizontal mode and divide the sheet into 2 parts. Okay, one horizontal line. Done? The sky part has to be little bigger. Means leave some more space for the sky than land. Okay. And now right in the middle of their sheet, we'll draw a hut. Okay. The middle. So for drawing hut, first draw a rectangle. Start with the rectangle. I'll draw one rectangle here in the middle of the sheet. draw one rectangle. Do not draw a tiny rectangle. It has to be a medium-sized rectangle, not too big or not too small, a medium-sized rectangle. And adjoining it, one more rectangle. And this rectangle has to be lengthier than the first rectangle. Okay. The length has to be more. Are you able to see? Okay, there are two rectangles now. Keep your sketch as light as possible. And this rectangle has to come below the horizon line. Okay. It has to cross the horizon line. This line. Rectangle is placed in front of the horizon line. And now, shall we proceed? These are the walls of a hut. And now we'll draw roof part. Now draw a triangle above this rectangle. Now draw triangle. Touching the edges of the first rectangle. And the center of the triangle has to be same as the center of the rectangle. So if this is the center of the rectangle, the point of the rectangle has to be on the same line. Now extend this line. Clear? Have placed triangle over the rectangle. And now you erase this part of the rectangle, the topmost part of the rectangle. These are the simple ways that to draw hut using geometrical shapes. Okay. So now draw a parallelogram. So what is parallelogram? Which is bent towards right or left side. So here this parallelogram is bent towards left. So I'm gonna draw a rectangle which is bent towards left. And now here you go. Hut is ready. Here you do the, and now here for the second rectangle, you extend this rectangle which is on top and draw a line. So the roof is covered by a grass. Hut usually has a thatch roofing. Thatch roofing in the sense used grasses for the roofing to cover the roofing part. Okay, that will show when we paint. Do not draw a straight line here. Okay. Now you can erase all the rectangles which are unnecessary. And to detail out the roof, draw a double line on this side. Easy? Are you all able to understand?
Okay, let's pause it over here, okay? Let's
Okay.
give them some time to complete this and Pratna, over to you.
And now lightly just mark bushes behind the house, behind the hut. Okay. A very light marking for the bushes. A random lines. This has to be very random. That's all. And here there is one small tree or a bush which is behind this house. Let's darken it out. So just sketch it out. Mark where the tree has to be placed. Okay, just mark the branches, few branches, or else you can directly use paint for this. And again here, ground part. So here we'll paint a small pond. So for that, I'll do marking, draw a curved line. So this is for the pond, which is in front of the hut. Okay, that's all. And the right side of the sheet, you mark for the two trees, trees without bushes. Draw one line and one more curved line. Okay, just a line. You don't have to add thickness to it. That will give thickness while painting. Just mark for the two trees. And here are the grasses. Rest of the things we'll detail it out later. That's all the sketching is. Please maintain your sketches light, very light. It has to be. Yes, Riyansh, what is your question? Oh, any questions?
I cannot see it.
What you cannot see, the tree or the pond or the bushes?
I can't see the things you are doing.
Okay, so I'll darken a bit. Okay, I'll
Hmm.
use some yellow pencil, but make
Yeah.
sure your sketches are light. These are the marking for the tree. But So are you able to say it now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is the sketching part. So others, be ready with your colors. That is watercolor. Shall we start the coloring? Yes, Shrestha is ready, I guess. Do you have any doubts? Okay, what is your doubt? So can you write it in the chat box? Okay. So all of you ready with the colors? We'll start painting. So always for the nature, we are starting with the sky, coloring the sky first. So always you need to go from top to bottom, not from bottom to top, so that you'll not get smudged by your hand movement when you paint bottom part of your sheet. It won't get disturbed. That's why always start from the top. Sky. So use blue color. For the sky, use blue. Get your watercolor soon. Use Prussian blue for the sky. So I have Prussian blue here. And brush size 8. Quite big size brush. Or 15. So I have 10 size brush here. So for the sky, use larger size brush in order to spread the colors. First, wet on wet technique for the sky. Wet your sky region completely with water and use Prussian blue. And uh, Shre- Shrestha. Okay, your question, ma'am. Can I please show how to draw the roof first? For the roof, shall I show it again? Drawing roof is easy. I'll show you how. So this is first I have started with the two rectangles. One is small and one more is lengthier than the first one. And triangles, sorry, only one triangle above the first rectangle. And now roof, this is one part of the roof. Okay, okay, Shrestha. And now one more rectangle which is bent towards left. Now parallel to this, draw one more line here. Touching this end, draw one more planting line. Okay. Now join these two lines, two ends of each line and one more here. And erase this line and you will get a hut. And this edges has to be erased. This. Just covered by dry grass, thatch roof. Okay. That's all. Are you clear? Yeah. Okay. Fine. We'll move ahead. Now, use wet on wet technique for the sky. I'm gonna wet the sky part, sky region, and quickly paint Prussian blue color over there. Just spread, look at the screen first, later you continue. So soon after applying water, you shouldn't wait for too long until it dries. So you need to be very quick. Once you water it, quickly grab your color, this blue color, and paint it across the sky. Now I'm using water for the sky. And spreading blue color here and there. Look at the screen now. So I'll spread color across the sky like this. And also in some parts, I'll just dab the brush and spread colors. Use Prussian blue. And also you can hold your sheet little slanting in order to spread the colors properly all over the sheet. Hold your paper in your hand, then spread it across. The color has to be spreaded all over the sheet properly. So once it dries, the outcome will be really nice if you spread properly. Now at the same time, when your paper is wet, the sky is wet, you use sap green and spread the colors. Now you bend your sheet towards other side, okay, and spread the colors from the which is around the house. Look at the screen. Later you can do. Okay, look at the screen properly. When it is wet, you quickly use sap green and spread the colors. Will spread all across the background of the house and hold your sheet little bent. Later we'll add details for the grass. Okay. Now you can keep your large brush, aside and then start painting. Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes. 5 minutes to paint the background of the house, that is grass and the sky. Yes, I can see Sadika working. First use water and then spread it across. Hold your sheet in your hand and then bend it towards right or left to spread the colors. So if you have some good paper, it will spread across easily. You don't have to drag your brush every now and then. Just dabbing here and there. It shouldn't be like patches of colors. Okay, make sure it has spread. So like this, look at the screen once. So it has to spread here. It has to spread, not just a one patch of color. So for the land, you use lemon yellow first as a base layer. Use lemon yellow. And also, it's good if you leave some white spaces over the land. Yeah. Yeah. First base layer is yellow color. Use larger size brush to spread the colors. The same time, if you have brown color, just spread it across. And you don't have to wait until the paint dries. So for that, you can use At the same time, when yellow is dry, use sap green as well. It will be easy for the spreading, both to blend the colors actually. So you can blend easily. When it is dry, you can blend both the yellow and green easily. So now just do some patchy works for the land. Patches of green color. It's okay if it has dried up. You can still continue painting green, making some random shapes for the land, patches here and there. For the pond, use blue color. Then also add a touch of green. So since there is a reflection from the greeneries, you can add green color to blue color, green and blue. You can mix both the colors. So these are all the base layers, okay? Very light layers. So this is how it looks. Let's start darkening one by one, okay, layer by layer. These are all the base layers, the first colors, primary colors. So for detailing out, use smaller size brush. Not point size now. I'll tell you when you have to take a point size brush, but a medium size brush. So I'm using so the sizes depends on which brand you're using. So here I have pen size and here also I have pen size, but look at the size difference. It's a huge difference. For the house, base layer for the house, so it will have a mixture of almost all the colors: a gray, brown, yellow, ochre, blue. So one side must be lime plastered. Lime plastered color is white. That's why it has gray. And one more side you can do mud wall, which has brown in color. So I'll use gray color, that is white. You don't have to take white, mix black and blue and make it very light. This is a very light color that I'm using for the shadow. So I'll show you the mixing part. Here I have blue color, okay? And here I have black. I'll mix these two in a very light, using more water. Mix these two colors and add some shadows. Use blue as well as black. I'm going to erase the pencil lines. And also add a little bit of lemon yellow to it. For the roof, everybody, for the roof, use brown color. Before painting for the roof, let's paint the other side of the wall. For painting the other side of the wall, mix black and brown together. Since the roof is covering the wall, the other side of the wall will be dark, okay, darker in shade, okay? So this roof is covered, completely covering the wall. That's why the wall will be darker than this wall because there is no covering here, but here there is a covering. Mix black, more of black color, and brown. Mix brown and black color. Now, make sure you're not drawing a straight line, but how the roofing of the grass. Have you seen anywhere a hut with a dry, covered with a dry grass or a hay? Okay, now you draw a few strokes which is slanting. Okay, draw slanting strokes using black color with some amount of brown. So these are all slanting towards your left side. Now you can darken the rest of the portion, the below portion, not the upper part. Below this, you can darken. Use yellow ochre for the wall and keep it white. So from the dark to the light. From the darker shade towards the lighter shade. Can use yellow ochre for the roofing, just few lines. Do not add too much of lines for the roof, only some 4 to 5 lines. Now let's start for the detailing of grasses, bushes. So for that, use yellow ochre and sap green. Here I have my palette. Okay, here I have yellow ochre and here I have sap green. I'll use both the colors and also black color. Black is also important color while detailing out. First of all, I use yellow ochre with sap green and spread the colors. Also, I'll add lemon yellow to it. Now here I have lemon yellow. spread all the bushes using yellow and sap green color. Now moving to the next stage, use darker shade of only the sap green. More sap green towards right side. Like this, you layer by layer try to darken. So now I'll mix the darkest color, that is black with sap green. Mix black as well as sap green. And create a darkest shade using black and sap green. So how to draw a bush? So hold your brush at the not at the tip, but slightly away from the tip. Mix black and sap green, and then start with dots for the bushes every time. When you draw bush, start with the dot and keep increasing the dots. Okay, that easy it is. Just dots, one after the other. Okay, keep repeating that. Keep repeating the dots, one after the other, nearby and little far away, and again closer. The spacing has to be your choice, depending on how you want the spacing of the bush or the dots. Increasing the dots and spread the colors. And then again for the land, upper part of the land, increase the colors. Same repeat on the other side of the hut. Use black with sap green color. The darkest layer of all is this. You can increase the size of the dots so that the bush's size can also be increased as such when you increase the size of the dots. Not a perfect dot. It can be a small line.
Arnav, just a small suggestion. Take the color palette a little above. Yeah. Thank you.
Keep the grasses behind the hut as it is. So once if you're done with the bushes background, keep this space as it is. We'll draw branches and the small bushes. Later, we'll move on to the land. Okay, how to paint a land. Again, the same technique, but the color mixing will be a bit different. Now we are mixing here the sap green with the brown color. So here I have sap green color. I'll mix bit of brown and start coloring. Just start darkening at one region and spread the color. Draw lines and then spread it.
You said you were going to cut back, and I found 3 Amazon boxes cut up like into little pieces at the bottom of our recycling bin, like a serial killer leaving a
You want
body.
to know the truth? I put most of the Amazon boxes in the neighbor's trash.
Oh, that's mature. Well, are you hearing? Oh my God, are you hearing this?
I'm struggling. We're struggling.
Why do you think that is? Because we're pretty much not honest with each other most of the time.
A big part of your marriage is speaking up clearly in this room today on this subject.
Okay, we'll continue. I'm using brown color for the land. Land near to the pond has to be brown in color because near the pond there's more of mud, settlement of mud or a soil, right? So that's why I'm using brown color. And now use only the sap green color, mixing all the colors. Draw patches of brown, brown and green. Mix a little bit of black. And also now I'm going to draw a tree, just a branch of the tree. Okay, look at the screen, everyone. Take a point size or a sharp size brush like this, which has a sharp end, pointed end. And now draw a line where you have marked branches for the tree and add thickness. One straight line. Okay, make sure there's one straight line. So before drawing this, the background has to be completed. That means this background which is behind the tree has to be completed, all of you. Then you can start with the tree. Only if your background is complete. And draw a small lines, very small lines and dots. Spread the colors. Now you can go with the branches. At one stroke, draw one line. Do not cut and then draw, just at a time, draw for the branch, just a line, single or a double line, but it shouldn't be a cut line. Now you can add small thin branch, very thin branch. Also detail out the water. Now for the reflection, use blue color and drag the lines from the edges. Mix with the sap green. First drag light lines and then for the second layer, dark lines. Detail the rest of the parts. the dark color, you make small lines. A branch can be a thin line, just a stick placed from the tree, or thin, very thin line in the grasses, or a shadows of the tree, whatever.
Okay, everybody, how are we doing? While Prarthana is completing on the details, while your tutor is completing on the details, let's take a pause to answer any of your questions. Okay? Do we have anybody with any questions? You need to raise your hand. If you have raised your hand, I shall ask you if you have any questions or not. I'm looking at Venkata's work. Okay, not bad. We'll take a look at everybody's work in some time, but do we have any questions? Are there any doubts, or you guys have any, like, oh, I couldn't do this because I did not understand? Okay, fair enough. So Prarthana, how long will it take to complete the class today?
So 5 more minutes.
Okay,
five.
good. Yeah, sure. I would
Okay.
want to see how Lakshit is doing.
Now detail out the roof. So the left part of the roof here, use blue and black, and detail out the grasses which is at the left side of the hut. Here you just mark few lines, and then you can give a darker shade below this. And give it a proper finishing for the land. Either make it lighter or darker. So the difference where there is a layer of hut and a land. And also you can add one more tree behind, which is behind the hut, not from top of the roof, but behind the hut. Okay, so I'll draw one branch of the tree and few bushes on it. Make sure it doesn't look like a tree which is arising from the top of the house, but it is placed behind the house. So for that, I'll mix brown and black and draw branches. First, starting with the branch. Then adding sap green. And this time I'm using dark green. So here is my dark green color. I'm mixing sap green and dark green together. Just add few bushes. So if it's too light, you add little bit of black. Make the bushes look dark, bright and dark. As I have told, draw dots. Okay, keep dots one another close to each other and make it a cluster of dots so that it will look like a bush. And again, you take a lighter shade, darker shade all together. Make it one side dark and one other side light. Either top light and bottom dark, or else left side as a light color and right side a light color. Mix all the colors, the three colors, yellow, green, dark green. If you don't want to draw these bushes, just leave it as it is. At the end, if you have small 0 point brush, this type of brush tip, which is very thin, make use of it now. And finally, we'll add doors and windows for the hut. Small size as well. This also works. 0 point brush. And now adding door. Use black. Draw outline first. And spread the color. And also make sure the lines of the door are straight, not bent, straight. It has to be straight. Windows, doors, everything, the lines outline has to be straight. And windows can be here. And the door and the windows has to be at the same height, or else it will look disproportionate. That's why make sure the windows and the doors are at same height. Should be proportional to C. Again, one more small window. Can keep detailing for the grass if you have more time, or else you can stop it here and add. Wait, this is the last point that you need to add small branches in order to make your painting more attractive. Take black color and use point size brush and draw few lines which is coming out of the bush. Okay, draw very thin line. Even in this side. And I'll also add few branches for the other tree. That's all in today's class. We learn a nature painting, a simple nature painting where it contains a hut and trees and a small pond in front of the hut.